especially on the behalf of Manager Bishop, I wholeheartedly welcome our dear dedicated teachers to this 2 days webinar, and hope and pray that you make each minute of this webinar the maximum use of that. So without wasting my time, I request our Manager Bishop Alexios Eusebius Metropolitan to address and bless our teachers at this gathering.
Glory to the God Almighty. Respected Organisation, all the principals, teachers, and especially today's resource person, Rajeshwari ma'am. I'm so glad that I could be with you today and see your faces and participate in this meeting, online meeting. Yesterday evening, I visited one of my cousin's house. So my cousin, he has 2 small kids. It is in Kerala. I'm in Kerala now. So the primary schools, after their exams, they closed for their annual vacation. And in that particular school, his children studying. Yesterday was the closing day. Then when I reached the house, my cousin and his wife welcomed me in the front door, and I couldn't see their children. The one studied at 4th grade and the other one in UKG. So I couldn't see them, and I asked, where is the kids? And the parents said, at Trimeni, they are in their room, they are crying, they are worried, they are so sad. I asked why? Because the school is closed for summer vacation. And I went to their room, and the older one is crying, something like she lost the most, the dearest something. That way she was crying loudly. No, she is missing the teachers and the friends and the school atmosphere. So she cannot tolerate that she feel it is a very difficult situation. And she was asking me, tomorrow onwards, what I do? What I can do tomorrow onwards? I am missing everything, my friends, my teachers. I was wondering how much these kids are passionate towards the school and the atmosphere and the situation there in the school, how much they enjoy it. When I speak to you all, you are great people. The primary school teachers are great people. And when I visited your schools, I think I mentioned sometime in some schools that you are divinely called people. The teachers are divinely called people because you are molding generations. You are molding generations. You are divinely called people because you are molding generations. Jesus Christ was more called as a teacher than any other titles he was called. In the Bible, in the New Testament, Jesus was more called as a teacher. So teaching profession is a divine profession because you are molding generations. You are molding, you are laying foundations in the life of an individual. And what type of foundation you are laying, that is very much important for the building up of the whole personality. And on that foundation, the whole person is building up. The mission or the work of a primary school teacher is very much important in the life of an individual. So that is why I said you are divinely chosen. You are divinely called people. You are doing a sacred job, and you are in the field of a sacred profession. I am not taking much time because you are all here joined from different places, different schools to listen and participate in the motivational speech of Rajeshwari Madam. I wish all my best wishes to you all for a good and fruitful day today. And you are all in my prayers and in my thoughts, because I am also part of the educational mission of MGM School. I am also with you. I am also part of the education mission of the MGM group of schools. So you're all in my thoughts and you're all in my prayers. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Grace, for the inspiring and valuable words. May I request everyone to kindly switch on the camera for a moment so that we can have a group photograph. Now, this is the way how we take group photo nowadays. I request only to switch on the camera, not the mic. I request Ma'am Rajeshwari to take over the session.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Fathers, Bishop, and my dear teachers. Very happy to see you all again. Yes, it was almost 2 years we had an interaction, but yeah, what a lovely moment. And thank you so much for the warm welcome, team, and thanks for accepting me again. The again and again welcome is really motivating me to give my best efforts to MGM groups. Thank you so much for this opportunity again. Yeah, now teachers, this would be more of an interactive session. So I would appreciate you to keep your what do you call responses ready for the post questions in the in the comment box. Are you all clear, teachers? So whatever questions I keep raising you, I wanted you to put your responses in the comment box. Now, tell me, what is the reason that we have all joined here? What was your thought process before, that is the moment you had a what do you call information that was shared to you that you have to join the meeting on the 21st March between 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock? Now, what were the thoughts that were going on in your mind? Okay, to plan according to the new arrived NAP. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. To gain more knowledge. Beautiful. Any other responses? What came in your mind?
More ideas. For more ideas.
More ideas. Wonderful. For development of teaching skills. Wonderful. Yeah. Any other responses? What were your thought process that was going on in your mind for the past couple of days to plan according to more ideas? Okay, wonderful. So now coming back to the point. Now, what are your expectations, teachers? Do you have any expectations?
Ma'am, just a second. May I request the teachers who have joined from the schools? I can see a few schools have teachers are assembled in classrooms. So you can keep in hand your 1 or 2 mobiles muted, and you can type in the messages through those mobiles if you don't have a facility in the smart class. Those who have interactive facility in the smart class, you can use that. Otherwise, kindly use 1 or 2 mobiles along with the smart class. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Thanks for this. Yeah. So what were your expectations? As a teacher, do you have expectations? Now, can you pen down your expectation to be perfect teacher for students? Wonderful, Anita Singh. Wonderful. Do you have expectations, and what could be your expectations?
Improvement for our teaching.
Okay. You expect that you need to improve in your teaching skills. Wonderful. And anything else? Quick. Want to learn more teaching techniques, to know more ideas for the development of our teaching methods, to know more, to shape them properly, to know more about the learner's need. Wonderful. There comes. Yeah. Now tell me. Now you have hit the right word. To know more about the learner's needs. Now, what do you mean by needs now? To know more about new methods. Okay, now my next question is, what do you know, what is your understanding about needs? To give proper guide to the student, to plan and develop our teaching skills with the new ideas. My next question is, what is your understanding for the word need, N-E-E-D, need, to improve the weak student, more method in teaching, to know more about the teaching skills? Wonderful. So now I want you to understand my question again. What is your understanding about the word need, N-E-E-D? Think teachers. Think about the word need. Now relate with your what do you call expectation and to the word need. Now you told me that your expectation is that you need to improve in your teaching, and now in today's webinar, what is your expectation? It means you wanted to learn something more, improve your teaching skills, learn new ideas, wanted to know about what is the latest NEP policy, what is the current trend, the evolving trend, and how to change your classroom structures. So it means everybody who is sitting here is having some or the other expectations for the time invested, right? Now, whom are you going to welcome for the new academic session? Whom are you going to welcome for the new academic session? Students. Wonderful. So it means students of the age, what could be their age? The learners who are between 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, or 5.5, right? So the learners who are between 3 to 5, 3 to 6. So this is the age group that we are dealing with. As you already know that these learners whom we are going to welcome for the new academic session, already their brains are wired with multiple experiences. They come prepared with multiple experiences, more than you and me. They are experienced fellows. Now, how are we going to manage them? What are the what do you call the areas that we need to focus so that their participation, their presentation, their behavior, right from the day one. Teachers, I want you to note down the points from now on, where the keywords, whatever I'm going to use right from this minute onwards, I wanted you to quickly note down the points. Now, I have used the word performance, participation, and the behavior, the PPB, right? The PPB. It means right from the day one onwards, we as a teachers, we are going to observe, or we are going to handhold, or we are going to modify, correct, adopt, or observe the learner's presentation, participation, and the behavior. So it means to make the learner the right child, the right citizen, the right student, the effective performer. So we as an education specialist, we as an educators, we need to ensure that their performance, participation, and the behaviors are monitored, hand-holded, and corrected every moment. Now, how are we going to do that? So before we try to jump into those strategies, let's try to understand what are the things that we need to consider. Right now, just a second, teachers.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay.
Sorry, teachers. I'm really very sorry. There was a technical problem here. I'm really very sorry, teachers. Now, now, can you tell me the type of learners we have in our class? What could be the type of learners that we have in our class? Yes, 3 types. Okay. Yes, I know that I expected these answers from you all. Yes, there are 3 types. Yes, yes. Can we still more think about other than the visual, the kinesthetic, the auditory? Wonderful, wonderful. So I expected, because I know you are very good students. My students are always, they keep referring to the notes, and that helped them to actually, answer my question. That's wonderful thing. Now, my another question, the kind of, I didn't ask you about the type of learners. I asked you the kind of learners that we have. Different kinds of learners. I'm sure that you must have referred your previous notes, but my question was, what kind of learners do you experience in your classrooms? The kind of learners you experience in your classrooms. Any clues? Okay, I could see the fast and the slow, active, passive, moderate. Oh my God, speed learners, slow learners. Wonderful. Okay, slow learners, fast learners, intelligent learners. Okay, quick learners. That's something really amazing. So teachers, yes, the type of learners. If we talk about the different types of learners, yes, I'm really disheartened to see the word slow learners, which that is the one word which I always, I always wanted the teachers to remove from their mind. We don't have the slow learners, but try to observe in the screen the different types of learners whom we have in our classrooms. The very first learner would be the unconscious incompetent learners. It means the child don't know why the child has made a mistake. See, nobody, even in fact, you and me, we don't know we are making a mistake sometimes. Yes, Nobody here, including you and me, will write a wrong answer purposely in your answer script. Yes, nobody does anything purposely wrong. It means unconscious incompetence are there in few of our learners. That too, the learners who are 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, and 5.5, they don't make mistakes purposely. It means their presentation, their participation, their behavior is unconscious, incompetent. They don't know that they are making wrong. They don't know that it is wrong. They don't know it is not correct or expected standard of the class. Got it? They are very raw. Got it, teachers? And there are learners who have conscious incompetence. It means they know that they don't know. It means they say, sometimes they say, I don't know. I know that I have to write the homework, but nobody helped me, so I don't know how to complete it. So that's the problem most of the learners face. They see, we always know, we being a good teacher, nice teacher, a humble teacher, and a very dedicated teacher, committed teacher. So we have list of flavors in our in our teaching skills. So it means we wanted to see that we are always checking on the learners' participation, performance, and their behavior. And we try to tend to engage our learners effectively. So in that case, what do? We try to give them the homeworks, we try to give them the classworks, we try to engage them in the activities. But not all activities sometimes are age appropriate. Not all activities or the assignments that we give is liked by the child or known by the child. Right? So it means the child is again facing a difficulty, might be to express, or the child is facing difficulty to actually understand who would be the supporter. Right? So there is always a problem for the learners that they know that they have to complete, but they don't have scope to complete because they don't know, or they don't have people or a resource or a support to complete. That is what conscious incompetent learners, right? We have few learners who are conscious competent. It means they know what they are doing and they know that they are doing right. We will be seeing few of the learners, or we will be facing few of the learners who are they are aware of what they do. They are aware of what they are trying to say. They know that they know it right. So it means these children are conscious competent. And there are few learners who are unconscious competent. It means they don't know that they are very good artists. They seriously don't know they are very good singer, very good speakers, very good sports person, very good dancers. It means their inbuilt quality, their inbuilt the performance that is there, biological in nature, unless an opportunity is given in the class, this unconscious competency will not be relieved to the world. So it means how would this unconscious competency would come out or would be showcased to the world unless somebody like you and me is able to give an opportunity to all our learners. Got it, teachers? So it means we as teachers, we need to give opportunities every now and then for the learners to showcase what are their inbuilt talents, what are their inbuilt interests, what are their inbuilt, the performance that they wanted to showcase, right? So it means all these things can happen. So now as a teachers, we would know that how many different types of learners can be supported based on their competencies, based on their the performance, based on their behavior. We as a teachers, we are trying to, that is, we need to try. It is not that we are trying to, we have to. Otherwise learners will, what do you call, always have a question mark. Who is going to support me? Why am I sitting here? Why nobody is understanding me? Why nobody is actually realizing that I am going through a pain? The pain is not physical, but the pain is mental. I am getting disturbed every time. I am getting insulted. I am not being identified. I am not being recognized. I'm not being given an opportunity. This is what is a pain every time most of the learners are facing, and that impact is happening in the middle school and the high school. When the foundational years are not given or not treated properly according to their type of competencies, my dear teachers, understand, we are becoming a reason for many students' failures in the middle school and high school. Why? Even today, most of the middle school students or the high school students are not able to perform well, not liking their own respective teachers, or not liking the subjects, or not performing great in their grade level expectations. It is all because of the damage that happened in their foundational years. This is the truth. So now we, as the pre-primary educators, we have the highest responsibilities in our shoulders. Please try to understand that the learners are not making mistake purposely. Do you come up with the assessment sheets? Do you give marks? Do you give grades? Yes. On what basis you try to check their marks? On what basis you try to check their grades? Yes, teachers? Now you have question papers of EVS, you have question papers of English, you have question papers of math. Sometimes I wonder, we also have question papers for the creative. Yes, so it means we are trying to bring in different types of assessment models so that we are trying to check on their performance. Yes, we wanted to check how much, how little, or how confident our learners are based on the concepts that is being transacted in the class. And that is the reason we tend to assess our learners. But in the process of assessment, sometimes we tend to give the marks, or we tend to give them the grades. Now, what type of grades we try to give them? What type of marks we, right? So it means sometimes, and one more important thing is, teachers love their red pens. Yes? Yes or no, teachers? You love your red pens. For what? To identify the mistakes of your learners and correct it, to put a circle, or put a cross or a tick. So you love to do those signatures. Yes or no? You love correcting. That's the reason you have the craze of what? Keeping a bundle of books right in front of you on your teacher's table, and you ensure that correction is the utmost work that I, as a teacher, I need to do every time. So it means you love what do you call, working with with the performance report, or you wanted to complete your corrections. You wanted to ensure that you are becoming the best teacher by completing your correction work also. Yes, so many a times we focus on what? Completing our work rather than ensuring that whether the learner is able to do independently, whether the learner is trying to, that is needing a support, whether the learners are able to work according to their own interest, or where is the problem? Right, teachers? It's very important we analyze when we try to prepare our assessments. We need to ensure that where our learners stand every time, and based on that, we need to bring in the what do you call, the hand-holding system. Now, why did we try to understand the different types of learners? It means these learners, sir, every child is having, depends upon the given situation, is unconscious, conscious, competent. So it means we need to understand why the child is not able to, why the child is able to, why the child needs support. What was the problem there? So every time we need to keep analyzing, reflecting. A teacher's reflection is very, very important for every session. Otherwise, we cannot justify our teaching methodology. Got it, teachers? And the very next thing, if I talk about the, what do you call, the needs of the learners. Now, tell me what could be the needs. Yes, teachers, what are the different needs of the learners? Now, this question I asked you, what is the, what do you call, what is the meaning behind the word need? Every child is different learning. That is, every child has the different learning capabilities. Every child has a different mindset. Every child has their own way of involving themselves. Right? Very true. Now, now what is that you expect from your learners? Now, say for example, tomorrow is your first day of schooling, the new academic session, and your learners are coming to the class. Now, do you have expectations from your learners? Now, what could be the type of expectations you have from your learners? Yes. What could be the type of expectations that you will be expecting from your learners? Okay, your learners should be responsive. Your learners should understand. They should be understanding you. Wonderful. They should be attentive, and students should be interested to learn. They should be responsive. Yes, they should be active, attentive. Yes. And what are the other things? Now, you wanted your classroom to be, how should they should have the happy faces, good responses. They should be aware. They should be a good listener. Wonderful. And what else? What else? Yeah, they should be active and they should be responsive. Can you think about some more things? Willingness to learn. They should give responses with happy faces. Okay, so it means I'm happy to see all your responses. It means you too come up with some expectations from your learners that I, as a teacher, I expect my learners to be happy, my learners to be, fully attentive. They should be active always. They should feel responsible. They should stay committed. So it means you as a learner, that is you as a teacher, you are entering into your class with some expectations. Yes, your entry into the class is coming up with some expectations. Yes, they should be confident. They should be participating. Yes, you come up with all these expectations. Wonderful, teachers. Now, does the learner, the newcomer, it means every class teacher is going to face a newcomer to your class in the new academic session. It means the learners are new to you and you are coming with these many expectations. Wonderful, teachers. Now, does your learner enter into the class with some expectations? Do they have any expectations? Yes. Now, if you say yes, now what could be their expectations from you? Okay, the child expects a friendly behavior, mother-like behavior from you. Wonderful, wonderful. And think about the child, and child is entering, okay, to get a family environment, which is sometimes it is not practical. Yes, understanding, friendly, good behavior, love and care, friendly, wonderful. Learn something. First, it should be likable. Okay, wonderful, caring, like mother and loving, friendly, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So nice. So it means, just imagine a teacher being always friendly. Now, is it practically possible for the teacher to be always friendly? Yes, a teacher is a surrogate mother. So definitely a child expect, yes, see, already my mama, papa has already told me that, see, the school, the word school, the word teacher is somewhere, no? Yes, yes, teachers. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for all your responses. Now, most of the time, especially the children in the nursery, who are facing the first-hand experience of school teacher. But what could be their mindset the moment they step into the door? Because till 3 years or 2.5 years, the moment the child was ready to do some activities, the child, the inquisitiveness, the child's natural behavior tend to make the child to actually explore many things around. But the parents who are very much, what do you call, very much occupied, or the parents who are restless, or the parents who are actually, might be both are working parents and other things, or they expect many things from the child, that the child has to complete everything within the given time, right? So the parent keeps saying, if the child doesn't start eating properly, now before schooling experience at home, most of the time the parents' complaint would be what? The child is not eating, the child is not sitting in one place, the child is cranky, the child is adamant, right? Especially all the mothers expect the child to complete the pay. She will bring a bowl of food and she expects everything to feed on. The child should keep opening the mouth, and the mother wanted the child to complete the bowl. And if at all, if the child is not ready to eat the food, the parents' one statement would be, see, next year I'm going to send you to the school, and there your teacher is going to make you eat. So she always comments with a statement saying that a teacher will make you to eat. The teacher will make you to eat. School is a place where you're going to mend down properly. So it means before, especially the nursery students, before they step into the school, they experience the word school and the teacher as what? A scary place, a scary person. They are frightened. Of course, they are frightened, right? And that's the reason most of the nursery children, the moment they know that you are a teacher and the place where they are sitting is a school, they feel like it is a monster or a place which is going to become, or what do you call, a scary place, which is going to make me do the thing which I don't like. So generally, why do children, they don't sit and enjoy their food? Most of the time, you don't see a happy, that is, the children are feeling very happy, excited every time in front of their tiffin boxes. Yes, what could be the reason? The reason might be they have their own preferences, but the tiffin box, unfortunately, it upsets them with the mother's preference, right? Sometimes the children are not interested because might be the taste is not good, their choice would be, their taste bud is different and other things. So most of the parents, they expect the child to, that is, they wanted the children to have a healthy food or something. So every time there is a trigger happening between the mother and the child, yes or no, right? And here, yes, most of the time the child is not happy to have that eating habit. And most of the nursery parents expect to join the child definitely to the school, especially to make sure that the children are eating. So, see, nothing wrong here, teachers, nothing wrong that the parents' expectations, especially the nursery parents, right? They join the children to school, not just for the knowledge, skills, and values alone. It means they're healthy. That is, the child's healthy habit of eating should be corrected in the school. That's what is the most of the parents' expectation. And that is the reason you see parents sending layers and layers of tiffin boxes. Yes, you would see most of the parents sending children with multiple layers of tiffin boxes, and the moment the child the bell is on for the lunch or the snacks, you will see some of the learners having the fear in their face. They will not like you asking them to open their box or complete their tiffin box, because it is actually a no-no, because that culture started right from his or hers year one onwards. The moment he is ready to run around, explore many things, and when at the time when the child was ready to hold a spoon and eat the food, that time the mother did not allow the child to hold the spoon and eat. Right? Might be at the month, 10th month or 11th month, the child must be ready to hold the spoon and eat it. But the mother is like, she is so generous and she's greedy that the child should have the quantity should be more. So what she will do, she will ensure that she will switch on the TV, or she will take the child around and keep on feeding. So the child, the practice of self-help is gone. When the child was ready to be independent, that time the elders did not support the child, and the acceptance of some challenges, the new challenge, especially the acceptance of feeding the tummy by self, is gone that time. Right? Now, if you ask them, so what happens? Either the child is not knowing that how much quantity the child was taking in because of watching TV or the mobile, or taking around or running around and eating. Right? So today the child is not knowing the quantity, and even the parent is not measuring the quantity of food what the child is eating. Right? So that is the reason most of the time the child is given layers and layers of tiffin box, and they feel like my child can eat all these things, my child can eat all these things. And if at all, if the day when the child is taking back the tiffin box without eating, gone, the next day you will see parent coming and standing in front of your class, and you will see the parent will be actually complaining about the teacher, saying that she did not take care of my child. Right? So it means, now how are we going to overcome these problems? See, what is your school, promising to the community? What did your school promise to the community? At the time of admissions, what all things that the school must have informed to the parents, that the reason why you have to join in our school is, our school will take care of the language development of your child, our school will take care of the logical development of your child, our school will take care of the creative development, social development, emotional development, physical development. So all these development, how does all these development happens? Right? How does all these development happen in the school? Only by eating the food? No, it means the child need to have an experience, exposure and experiment of different activities. It means the classroom or the school should give opportunity for the learners to experience, explore and experiment the different activities inside the school premises, so that the child will have or gain language, logical, social, emotional, physical, creative and aesthetic developments. Now, during that time, that is, all these things will happen only through the activities. But most of the time, imagine the child is just sitting with the tiffin box. Right? Might be your school timing would be 8 o'clock or 8:10 or 8:30. Might be after an hour or so, slowly children will start, because might be mommy is very busy in the morning, did not feed the child properly in the morning, and the child just might be the child is wanting to eat the food, or might be the lunch break is at 9, that is the snack break is at 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Child start now. Now child will keep all the things ready and start eating. And one thing is, the child must be instructed by the parents, saying that today evening, if I see you bringing back the food like this, you're not going to be, or some threatening would happen. So it might be the child is afraid or frightened by the mother that she will come back and scold, or she will do something, or might be there would be some multiple reason. So the half an hour or 45 minutes of your snack time or lunch time will prolong to more than 2 hours. And you will see the class would be messy. You will see some support staffs will be sitting with the child, feeding. Mostly the nursery and the LKG class would be the feeding class. Right? You would see that the child, I think teachers, I'm able to make you recollect your classroom situations, right? So this would be the actual scenario. Should it be like this every time throughout the year? Now, where are we going to correct all these things? When are we going to correct all these things? Yes, teachers, try to understand that we need to inform the parents. We need to orient the parents. We need to ensure that the parents are aware, should be given that awareness that it is the quality of the food that they have to take into consideration rather than the quantity of food they send to the school, or the quantity of food that they make the child. Even you and me, after a certain point, we will not be able to eat more than the amount of food. What will happen if too much of food consumption happens to the child? The child will feel drowsy. The child will feel like completely sleepy there. The child will not be ready to actually move around or anything. So here, most of the time, we need to ensure that we are, see, that is the reason at the beginning of the year, no management is asking the teacher to complete the portion, work on the academics. Here, the very reason why we have this, readiness training session is we need to start from the very important thing, the food habit of the child. Because healthy food habit is something which is going to create active participants in the class. The child who is going to eat right amount of food, the child who is going to eat right quality of food would become the healthy child, who will not be absent, who will be regular, who will enjoy schooling, who will be a right performer, active performer. So it means we need to ensure that the child is given the right quality food rather than focusing on the quantity of food. It is not important how many varieties of food the child is bringing, how much quantity of the food the child is bringing, and you are trying to feed. If at all, this first week, second week, third week, you are going to observe the type of food what the child is bringing. Is the child bringing healthy snacks or the junk snacks? Is the child having all the balanced nutrition or not? Is the child enjoying the food or not? Is the child is trying to complete the, if the lunch break or the snack break is 45 minutes, is the child able to complete within that 45 minutes or not? If at all, if the child is taking more time, what could be the reason? Is the child not enjoying? Is the child's food quantity is more? Is the child's food is hard? Now here we need to even check on the baskets, teachers. We need to check on the, see, many a times you see that children, their water bottles or the baskets are not being washed because parents know sometimes they are dependent on their support staffs because they are in a hurry, right? And they don't have time, or they feel like, okay, it is just this child, no, the child has to, so they don't even wash their tiffin box, that is lunch bags. It will be you as teachers, you must have experienced some stinky smell in the class, right? So it's very, very important. The hygiene of the tiffin box should be taken care properly. And you as teachers, you should be vigilant in checking on even the bags, the water bottle, the smell. It should not have that other smell, right? So we need to ensure that we need to take care of the healthy habits, which is going to support the child's health. And food and water is something very, very important. Do you think it is important, teachers? Right? So those children, parents who are sending excessive food, try to call them at least during the PTM, after 1 or 2 weeks, after you finding that the child is, the child is bringing too much of food or too little food or not healthy food, try to list out those parents, try to invite them for a coffee morning or something. Talk to the parents politely. Don't just say that, madam, you are sending so much of food, it is not right. So no parent will agree that. You try to tell them that our school has promised you that we are going to take care of the logical, social, emotional. the number of developments that the school has promised to you. But unfortunately, your child performance or the participation is not meeting to that. The reason is the child's maximum time is spent in eating. I, as a teacher, I am worried that your child is not able to give the exposure because the child is not able to perform, that is participate, because the child is always engaged in completing the tiffin box. Might be out of fear or not liking. The child is sitting the maximum time the child is investing in the school only to empty the tiffin box. So what will happen? Will the parents say no? When you start counseling like that, when you say the causes and effects, when you start making the parent realize that what is the purpose of school, right? So this is something very important that you need to take care of, teachers, right? So now coming back to another very important thing is, now imagine the parent of let me come up with two case studies now. One parent might be Reena, and the other parent named Tina. Reena and Tina both are very, very good friends. Might be they did their schooling together, they did their college education together. They are very thick and thin friends. Imagine Reena and Tina, they got married in the same season. It means might be they got married on the same season, and might be at the month of January, Reena must have delivered a baby boy, right? Might be the same year, Tina delivered a baby girl in the month of September, right? Now, Reena and Tina, again, they started enjoying their parenthood. As friends, they started enjoying their parenthood also. Reena and Tina started taking the children together to parks, everything. One fine day, Reena realized her son was ready to go to school. At the age of 3, Reena thought that she has to join this academic year in your school, right? So Reena joined her son in your school, and the son's age is 3 years, right? Now imagine Reena's condition. Reena, till now, she was holding a baggage of something. Whenever these girls, Reena and Tina, go for shopping or for any of the functions, for any of the get-togethers and other things, they would be having a baggage of children-related luggages, right? From nappies, water bottles, this and all. You know how parents are protective nowadays, right? So suddenly, Reena, after joining her son to your school, Reena became really free today, right? Without any baggage, she is now carrying only her handbag. Her dressing sense has changed today, and she is now looking very glowy because she's spending her time in the beauty parlor nowadays. No need to think, because at least that 4 hours of schooling time with her son is helping Reena to groom herself. All these years she was not. The 3 years she could not. It is the same for Tina also, right? Now Tina and Reena again are going together. Tina found that Reena is enjoying her life. Reena is now enjoying without any this thing, that is without any baggage. She's just walking with her handbag, and my God, I am always carrying the baby, and I am carrying with the extra luggage of water bottle, Cerelacs and other things, and this girl is not allowing me to go to parlor and other things. Then one fine day, even Tina decided, because the child was born in the same year, Tina also decided, okay, let me also join this baby in your school. So now Tina's son and Reena's daughter is there in your class. Reena's son is now started enjoying the class, started school, participating in the schooling activities, and started working so well, and his works are all being completed on time. The child is again enjoying the teacher, that is the teacher's involvement and other things. But Reena's daughter, that is Tina's daughter, is not at all settled. For everything and anything, the baby is crying. The baby is not ready to write. The baby is not ready to participate. The baby is not being social. Not at all. Finding it scary. PTM has come. Reena is a very happy mother. She thanks you. She enjoys. She says that my son is enjoying come to school. You are a very perfect teacher. You are a loving teacher. My son always praises you and other things. She gives you all the rosy words. Now, Tina is coming with a big bang. She says that, what teacher? My daughter is always crying. My daughter is not at all liking you. My daughter always, cry to come to school. She doesn't do anything. My friend's son is writing everything. My daughter is not writing anything. So she keeps complaining everything. She keeps complaining about you and her daughter. Now, what could be the reason behind this case? Why is Tina's daughter is not responding or not enjoying the school? Yes, absolutely. The 8 months difference, upbringing, the age difference, very true. The age difference of the child, both the kids, right? It means Reena's son is born in the month of January, and Tina's daughter is in the month of September. It means 9 months age group difference. By the time of September, Reena's daughter, that is son, must have even started crawling or even must have walked. It means the 9 months experience is the gap between Reena's son and Tina's daughter. So without knowing, just to escape from the those type of this thing, Tina has joined daughter in the school, and she starts blaming that the child is not enjoying, not working. So here, which is the corner in your class which will help the parents of such kind to understand the age differences? Which corner in your class is going to help you to showcase to such type of Tina type of parents to know that their warts are smaller, or the warts, that is the child whom they are comparing, is different. Now, which is the corner that you can showcase in your class? Which corner is very important that you need to ensure that you are recording that? And parent, during the PTM, you are not actually arguing with the parent, rather you are just asking them to go near to that corner and see what is that corner named as. Think about it. Think about it, teachers. I'm going to give you another half a minute time. Just go with the. Come on, start thinking. I got only 3 responses till now. Yeah. It is the birthday chart. Do you have a birthday chart in your class, teachers? Yes. Now, what is the purpose of a birthday chart? Just to celebrate the birthdays of the students? This birthday chart is going to be a wonderful tool for you to actually record the date of birth of the child, so that without you arguing or without you making the parent know, getting all this thing, right? You can directly make the parent to just go and observe and say that the child whom you are comparing is the eldest in the class, or your child, just see the other children date of birth and your daughter's date of birth. Your child is the youngest in the class. Or you can ask the child to, that is the parent, to compare their ward with the other child's this thing, and then make them to realize that your child needs still more readiness, your child needs support, your child is still not ready for these activities. So let us not pressure the child. Your child has time to do all these things. I as a teacher, I have patience to handle my student. I know that the child is finding difficulty. The child is still not having readiness for a fist control. Your child is still not ready for the proper pronunciation. Your child is still not ready for socializing with others, because she is the choti in the class. She is the little one in the class. So let her settle. She needs settled time. So it means she need, by this time, might be because of your support and my support regularly, and understanding the child will make your child to be like that by this month. So I have patience to handle my student. I wanted your support also to understand your daughter or a son, to know that your child is facing difficulty in these things, and let's together help the child. See, today parents come up with many expectations. Yes, why my child is not writing, why the school has given this. Now, say for example, the cursive books are there. Not all kids are ready for the cursives, especially LKG teachers or the UKG teachers. There are newcomers. They don't have the prior experience of cursive writing, right? Not everybody, if the class is having 25 to 30 students, not all 30 students are ready or will adopt the cursive patterns right from the first day. They need time. It means that hand holding should take place. It means they should be given time to adopt that pattern. That is a skill that cannot happen overnight. And sometimes you will see parents complaining why this book is not being used till now. So you will know. So please, my dear teachers, try to be organized. Try to make sure that before they come and ask you, you need to be ready with the answers. You need to come up with some sort of some FAQs, so that you, by observing that the child is not ready, the child is not facing challenges, you need to list out the points that your child is good in these things, your child needs improvement in these things. So this readiness week, which we call it as a 4 weeks program, we wanted you to be observer. We wanted you to be the supporter. We wanted you to be the guide. We wanted you to be the facilitator who is trying to observe the learner's participation, learner's performance, learner's behavior. I don't want you to actually try to talk with the parents saying that your child is not participating, your child is not writing, your child is not speaking. We don't need to give a complaint. We are not the complaint box here, teachers. Try to understand the roles that you are given in the school. Why is the school has appointed you? Because you have to perform the role of a facilitator, mentor, guide, supporter, instructor, problem solver, right? So it means you have multiple roles to define. It means that's the reason there is a difference between a parent and the teacher in the child's life, right? So only a teacher can start counseling the parent, saying that, yes, your child is facing this problem. See, right from this day till today, now it's been almost 10 days that we have started our schooling. In this 10 days process, I observed your child was not able to speak properly. I observed your child was not independent in holding the spoon and eat. I observed that your child is not liking to eat food. I observed that your child was not ready to hold a crayon at least. It is okay. The child is facing difficulty, but your child is good in these things. Try to talk positively about the child. What is the child good at? What is the child showing interest for? Why is the child not able to? All these things you as a teacher can start observing and try to present it to the parents rightly. Am I clear, teachers? Do you think it is important? Rather than parent coming and asking you why my child is not doing, before that only, I wanted you to see a parent coming in the middle of the year and coming and complaining, my child is not able to write this, my child is not able to say the, rhymes, my child is not able to say the story, my child is not at all identifying anything. Imagine the parent is coming and complaining in the middle of the year. Rather, at the beginning of the year only, you are trying to observe the child and you are trying to make the parent understand, see, your child is good in these things. Your child needs support in these things. Don't worry, we have time till coming March. I have patience to handle my student. I wanted your support also to understand your child is facing these difficulties and stepwise let you and me correct the child. So have that agreement between you and your parent group. The parent will start respecting you. The parent will start admiring you. The parent will start behaving right so that they will not talk anything negative in front of the child about you. Got it? Your respect will go high the moment you start counseling the parents right. No parent will accept the the difficulty the child is facing in a negative statement. See, your child is not speaking, your child is not doing. So no parent will like such type of comment from the children, that is from the teacher. Rather, if you start your conversation that yes, your child is so good, so nice. Yes, of course, your child is naughty. Your child doesn't sit in one place, but he looks very cute when he roams around in the class. He loves interacting with the friends, but sometimes he disturbs the class. That's okay. I am able to control him. So if the teacher is trying to talk the negative behavior of the child in an accommodative statement, how nice the parent will start admiring you. Got it, teachers? So it's very, very important the way you try to interact with your parent group. Got it, teachers? So here, this first 4 weeks plan is nothing but you are going to make sure that through the activities, you are trying to observe the learner's participation. You are going to observe the learner's, preferences, right? You are going to take care of the child's behavior also. Got it, teachers? So here you need to ensure, you need to make your parents understand that the growth should be taken care by the parent and development will be taken care by the teacher. Got it? The growth is what? The right food habit, the right sleeping, the right clothing, the right shelter, the amount of security. All these things which are personally related for the child's life should be taken care by the parent. And the development, it means the language development, social development, emotional development, physical development, aesthetic development, creative development. All these developmental areas will be taken care by the teacher. This is the assurance. This is the agreement that should happen right from the beginning of the year between the teacher and the parent. Now, that is possible only if you start interacting with your parent community. Got it? That cannot happen at the very first day. It means you need to allow the child to be a participator, performant. You need to observe at least 4 days or at least 1 week. Then you can start listing out, okay, these children, okay, they are manageable. Oh, these type of parents, oh, they are not so much problematic. I think they are supportive parents. So likewise, you can start categorizing the parents, and those parents whom you feel difficult, right from the food habits, right from the clothing, right from the way the child is coming to the school. Sometimes you see children not even, they don't come to school even, they don't come even taking bath, right? Because just like that, they come and just drop the child in the school. So that's how you would see such situations also, right? How many, once or twice it is okay, right? But multiple times if the child is coming like that, it means it is an infectious for the other students also, right? So let the parent understand that something which they are doing is not right. Something which they're doing, acknowledge it. See, many a times you would see the parents sending colorful foods, different varieties of foods and other things. Call the parent and appreciate them. Wow, madam, you are such a wonderful person. I don't know how much time you have in the morning hours. You invest so much of time to prepare food for your child. My God, I think we need to conduct a cookery competition. I would call you definitely for judgments, because I think you have now. Even in fact, we teachers should. So praise the parent and then say that, madam, we appreciate your efforts, but see, your child enjoys food and invest most of the time in eating food. Rather, we wanted you to reduce the quantity and improve the quality. So that's how, try to be positive with all the parents. So they will love you, teachers. Right? So what are the two things that we learned till now? One is the importance of the birthday chat. The other one is how effectively we as a teacher, we counsel the parent on the learner's participation, performance, and the behavior. And how important a birthday chat is going to play a very important role for the parent to understand the age level criterias. Got it? So here, we as teachers, we need to make the parent understand, yes, this is what is important. Got it, teachers? So can we move on to the next? Yeah. Now, coming back to the very important thing is the needs of the learners. It means how effectively the learners are, plan to now every learner will be coming up with their own choice, own preferences. Now, how do you know that who is your ideal student? What is your dream to see about an ideal student in the class? Now, what do you mean by an ideal student? Whom do you say that, yes, he or she is my ideal student? Now, why do you brand that so-and-so child as an ideal student? Okay, all-rounder, active, enthusiastic, active, attentive, smart and active, wonderful. Active in all the activities, yes. Yes, good listener. How do you know that the child is, punctual, the child is attentive, child is obedient? Yes. How do you know all these things? Sincere. How do you know all these things? What is one word which covers all these things? One word covers all these things. What is that one word called as? Yes. What is that one word? Can we say discipline? Now, how do you cover the word discipline with all these words? See, I was expecting that word actually, teachers, from you all. Yes, discipline. Now, how do you say that the child is disciplined? Now, first and foremost thing is, check among yourself. Are we disciplined? How do you prove that you are a disciplined teacher? Okay. How do you prove yourself that you are disciplined? Based on your responsive, based on your performance. What else? Organized, obedient, and responsive. Punctuation or punctual. Excellent. Excellent on the responsibilities. Okay. So it means, see, every human, by our moody experience. Okay. Okay. Right. Fine. So good teachers doing work on time. So it means if you are doing your work on time, if you behave rightly, if you are active, if you know, if you are organized, if you are responsible, if you are curious for the new learning, if you are adaptable, if you communicate, it means all these comes under the bracket called what? One word: discipline. So it means we as what do you call a performer in the school, a performer in the school who has the responsibility of teaching, facilitating, observing, mentoring, problem solving, all these things, right? The same way you are expected to create an ideal student in the school. But the ideal student, before becoming an ideal student, has some needs. Got it, teachers? Before they become an ideal student, the ideal student can become an ideal student only by the way the teacher, the elders in the school respond to the needs of the learners. Got it? And the needs are of three types. The needs of the learners are of three types. Okay. The very first need is the biological needs. The very first need is the biological needs. The second important need is the psychosocial needs. The second important need is the psychosocial needs. And the third, very, very important, is again the egoistic needs. The egoistic needs. Got it, teachers? First is biological needs. Second is psychosocial needs. The third important thing is egoistic needs. Got it, teachers? So now, what do you mean by the biological needs? What does the word biological denotes for? What does the word biological need denotes for? Yes, teachers? Yes, teachers. What does the word biological denotes for? It means the biological needs are nothing but it again comes under the, yes, you are absolutely right, teachers. The food, what do you call, the proper clothing, the shelter, and the way the child's, what do you call, the sensory motor needs. Like, say, for example, you cannot make every time child sit in one place or always offer everything to the child, helping the child to just sit in one place. There are learner, that is the child need, that is their need is what? They need to have the right quantity of food, right type of dresses. It should not be over loose or over tight, right? That is their performance in front of the society should be respected, right? If the child say, I'm not finding it comfortable by this dress, the parent or the elders who are dealing with the child should respect that. Got it? So it means the child's food, clothing, shelter, the safety of the learners, everything is should be taken care properly, right? That is called the biological needs. Now when we talk about the, excuse me, teachers, yeah. The psychosocial needs, when we talk about the psychosocial needs, the very first thing is the need for love and affection. Yes, see, most of the time, the learners, now say for example, the learners who are coming from the nuclear family, the learners who come from what you call the family whose parents are completely engaged, or might be today there are possibilities that might be COVID has taken what you call lot many mishaps in many of the families' life. So there are single parents for most of the kids, right? So it means there are possibilities that the learners are wanting for the proper love and affection. Got it? It means especially children coming from the nuclear family where both the parents are completely engaged. They don't have time to spend with the child. So it means these type of children should be attended properly. It means any small, what do you call, see today, might be you must have heard, like recently even one among my classmate, we didn't know that that person is today is admitted seriously in a what do you call, in a psychiatric hospital, where nobody, a normal person is not even able to go and attend that person. That one of my classmates, that person whom I'm what do you call referring to, was a excellent person in the sense, every time he used to be moody in the class, doesn't like to talk with others, doesn't like to participate in enough. But as a person, that person was very good in the class during my school days, right? And today he was very successful. He became he got settled in US, and everything, we all had very pride moment when he was awarded as a best employee. We were all shared the pictures, good pictures and other thing. We thought that the person was what do you call, a very successful person. But today we were all shocked to see that he is admitted in one of the what do you call a psychiatric institute where his treatment is going on, and it is very difficult today to handle that person. We were very shocked to know at the beginning of the stage. And later on, after when we started analyzing the root cause and other things, then the doctors were saying that yes, this person, when during the childhood days, was missing the proper love and affection, the proper support from the family, the proper support by the elders to understand his emotion. So that's the reason that negativity accumulated, and today this person is not able to tolerate. This person is having a fear of who will be loving him, right? That's how that person is behaving. So it means what we would say, what is there are parents to take care of the child. Why should we show so much of caring, so much of love? It is not like that. We need to understand the background of the child, right? We need to understand why the child is looking very calm, why the child is looking very sad, why the child is not trying to participate. Once or twice, if the child is not participating, it's okay. But every time the child is not at all coming out from them, so it means there is really some serious problem with the child. So start analyzing. Got my point, teachers? It's very important that we as teachers, we need to check on where and how the child is participating. If the child is experiencing some psychiatric, there is some difference in the behavior, or if the child is not behaving normal like other children, there should be something that is affecting the child's emotion. So start helping the child by sharing the proper love and affection to the child. Now coming back to the need, the next important thing is the need for approval. Now what do you mean by need for approval? Now just imagine, now you your class is now settled and you have given some activity. Suddenly one fellow in the class is what do you call, wanting to go for a restroom. Now the child asked permission and started moving out from the place, and he or she must have seen some paper lying on the floor. He took that responsibility of picking up the paper and putting it in the dustbin. The teacher has seen that. But if the teacher is not acknowledging that,
behavior of the child, saying that very good child, you have taken the paper and thrown it in the dustbin. It's I really appreciate your what do you call your mindfulness of doing that. Rather, the teacher is not at all, just it is one among the activity the teacher is not acknowledging. Are we approving whether the child work was right or wrong? If nobody is what do you call admitting that the way the child is becoming responsible is not being acknowledged by anybody, will the child repeat that behavior? Actually speaking, the child did a right task of picking up the waste paper and putting it in the dustbin. What is the elder's duty the moment you observed that the child has done it right? What are we supposed to do? Appreciate the kid and what do you call, acknowledge that whatever he has done is right. So then what happens? Will the child stop doing such good work or continue doing the good work? Definitely the child will start continuing such type of good work. It means whatever. And now just imagine the child while walking, the child is teasing somebody. Now, can the teacher appreciate that behavior? Definitely not, because the child is doing a wrong behavior there. So it means it is very important the teacher observing the learner's participation for anything and everything, be it a loo break or be it they are coming to the assembly, be it their classroom participation, whatever the children are doing should be approved. It means, see, what you did was not right. You should not. We are not supposed to tease others. So it means the teacher should be always behave like a mentor to make the child understand that what you did is right, what you did was wrong. Do you think it is important? So that what happens, the negative behavior will be stopped and the positive behavior will be continued. So whatever good things, now say for example, the child, the class was trying to write, follow your instruction, follow the what do you call, the classroom transaction properly the way you were instructed. What is the teacher's responsibility? To approve that the learners were doing it right. The teacher has to acknowledge, children, I appreciate the way you all followed my instruction. We all together were able to complete this project on time. We were all able to complete this assignment so nicely within the given time. You all are very good children. Now, every teacher will be very happy if you people are doing like this. So what are you trying to do? You are trying to approve the positive behavior of the learners. Now, just imagine, though the teacher is standing, children are climbing up on the bench, children are moving around, children are opening the tiffin box and eating without asking permission, or they are littering the, what you call, waste around in the class. So should the teacher appreciate with such type of behavior? Now, what should the teacher do? The teacher should start informing the child, saying that I cannot approve these type of things. I'm not happy for this class. I wanted my class to be like this. So it means what? You are trying to approve the positive behavior and the negative behavior. So it means the child needs that approval. Whether he or she, whatever he or she does, it has to be approved by the teacher. Got it, teachers? Now coming back to the nurturance. Now what do you mean by nurturance? It is the right of the child to be given a healthy, what do you call, environment. Be it clothing, be it the right place in the class, be it the right speech. Just imagine children using filthy language. What is the child using that, what do you call, the dirty language? Do they learn right from the childhood, that is right from their birth? How do they learn this language? Only with the exposure in their environment, which will make them to use it. So it means what? The timely correction, the timely efforts by the elders who are dealing with the learners and helping them to know the causes and effects of their type of behavior. It means correcting every time by asking them, can we talk politely? Can we wait for our turn? Can we do this like this? This is not the way we are supposed to. Now, teacher is asking you something. How are you supposed to respond? Your friend is asking for something. Now, if you have, try to provide. If you don't have, politely say that I don't have. If you wish, you can give. If you don't like to give, tell them politely that I don't like to give. So it means what? You're trying to nurture this child in such a way that the child is becoming positive. The child is becoming kind-hearted. The child is respecting his or her environment by being nice. Got my point, teachers? Do you think it is important for the learners in your class to adopt the proper nurturance? How healthy your classroom would be? Got it, teachers? And the very next important thing is need for affiliation, the sense of belonging. So it means what? What does it mean, the need for affiliation? The moment child enters, the child enters into the school campus, right? The child should know, okay, this is the class I should enter. She is my teacher. This is my classmates. This is my bag. This is my water bottle. This is the place I need to work, work with. This is the place I have to go and play. This is the place where I have to release myself. When I have a nature call, I have to visit the restroom here. So it means the child is aware, creating an awareness for the child so that the child is aware that what to do when and how to do, so that the child is not becoming dependent. Got my point? So here the affiliation is a standard that you are trying to create with your set of learners. It means you are trying to make the learner to become more vigilant, more organized, and more trying to be connected with the community he is trying to participate. Am I clear, teachers? Here you are trying to make your learners to be adaptable, responsive, and committed towards the given challenges, given opportunities. Am I clear, teachers? So here, need for affiliation is nothing but you are making your child to be aware of what, how, when. This is your classroom. Come on, go inside your classroom. This is your teacher. Come on, whenever this teacher is going to take care of your that is your schooling activity. She is going to be with you. She is going to. So it means what? The child is getting to know what are his or her belongings, so that the child is not going to disturb other work. So now say, for example, teacher is asking, come on, pick up your, now we are supposed to complete. The child cannot go and take the box of other child's, the pencil of the other child. The child should know he or she should bring his or her own materials, use his or her own materials. He or she cannot go and try to sit in other place or bombard. Oh, I will only sit here. This period I will only sit here. The other period the child. So every time the child cannot swing the way he or she wanted. Got it? So it's very important. The standards that the class is setting up should be correctly informed to the learners, and the child is aware of the belongingness. Is that clear, teachers? Do you think it is important? Right? And what is the next thing? The very important thing is need for orientation. It means many a time, see, especially children who are coming from the joint family, children who are coming, whose parents always know, the overprotective parents will not let the children to just be like just like that. They keep everything and everything, and they say that even if you ask the parents to leave the campus after dropping the child, leave the campus and go, there are few parents who will stay back. They will peep and see whether the child is sitting, working, whether the child is crying. So they they are too much involved, right? So that type of learners, that is that type of parents' children are again will take so much of time to settle in the class. They will go, they will carry their basket, water bottles, pencil, everything, whatever is their belonging. They will ensure that they are so protected. They will not let others to touch, right? And they love to go and stand near the door, or their eyes, their mind, everything is on the towards the corridor, right? So here it's very important to educate the parent not to, after a certain point, they are not supposed to wait or keep watching the child's performance. Of course, there are for overprotective parents who always wanted to know whether the teacher is taking care of the child or not, whether the teacher is trying to feed only their son or daughter. So it means what? It is obvious. Every parent feels that their children are very special for them. It is okay, but try to counsel the parents that this is going to disturb other children. If one child is going to cry, the rest of the class will automatically going to get disturbed. So this one child's the impatient or disturbance is going to spoil the mood of the rest of the class. So try to talk with the parents properly at the beginning of the days only and help them. And here again, the need for orientation for the learners is nothing but helping the learner. Okay, you don't want to sit here. Okay, it's okay. You're standing here for today, but tomorrow teacher will be happy if you're going to go and sit there. Teacher is going to give you this work if you're going to participate, if you're going to carry as well. So every time the teacher is trying to make the learner, move from one behavior to the other positive behavior. Finally, you're expecting the child to be reaching the standard, right? So it's very important the teacher keeps orienting. So just imagine a very disrespectful child, a very naughty child, a very aggressive child, a very, a child who is not ready to listen to you, or the child who keeps pinching, pushing, or not allowing others to even sit by the side of him or her. What will you do? Will you allow the child to behave like that throughout the year? There should be one point where you have to correct the child. That one point is nothing but that orientation. The child doesn't know. The child is unconsciously incompetent to express the behavior, which the child is tuned right from his birth till the time the child was admitted in the school. It means the parent or nobody, the elders did not help the child to correct. So it is not the child's fault. It is now the teacher's responsibility to orient the child. Come on, you are supposed to sit here. If you are not sitting, it is not that. Now everybody will start asking, and your legs only will start paining. So try to deviate the child, make the child to understand that he or she is supposed to perform, participate the way all the other children are doing. So talk to them, orient to them, and try to counsel them properly. Now, another one very important thing with regard to the psychosocial is need for the feeling of adequacy. Now, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by adequate? Adequate is what? What do you mean by adequate? Surplus, wonderful. Emotional development, okay. Any other, the feeling of adequacy. What does it mean? And how is the teacher going to fulfill that need? Teachers, just imagine the learners coming from the economically low background. It means I'm not comparing them as a poor or a rich child. Right? I'm trying to say there are parents in your school, right, who are actually sacrificing their domestic requirements to pay the fees. Yes, there are parents who are finding it very, very difficult to even at least address few of the needs, the material needs of the learners. Got it? So it means what? There are possibilities. See, now I have also shared the year planners in your school. To your respective schools, we have also shared the year planners. It means beforehand only, the school is expected to plan the month-wise activities. It can be events, it can be celebrations, and every event and celebration needs some planning and resources. Yes, resources can be material resources or human resources. Yes, teachers. So it means what? Other than the classroom activities, there are possibilities that the teacher and the group, the school group, is going to organize some events or the celebration for the learners to experience the new environment in the school. It is mandate, and it is also going to create some learning opportunity for the learners. It can be spiritual, it can be social, it can be emotional. Got it? So here, after defining the month-wise activities for every month, be it in-house, it means within the classroom or outside the classroom, needs human resources and material resources. This much is clear for you right now? Yes, teachers. Now if I talk about the resources, and who should bring the resources? Can the school provide every resources? Can the children bring all the resources? No, there should be a balance between what the school should provide and what the child should bring. Got it? Now, knowing the economical status of the class, you as a teacher, you can inform the group of parents saying that the school is planning to celebrate this event in this month. Those parents who are interested can support by providing these resources. Or you can say that the school is planning this event and we expect, but it is not. So what happens? You are trying to give a choice. So those, and it is for your children, that is your son or the daughter is going to enjoy this. So that's how you're trying to make the parent be aware. So automatically the underprivileged parent will keep quiet. Might be the parent who is affordable will try to give or try to bring some resources. It can be charts, color papers, or something, the resources needed for the event. So how diplomatically we try to convey is what is important. Rather, imagine the parent, that is the teacher, is saying, now children, tomorrow we have a clay molding competition. I wanted everybody to bring the clay. Right? This is the instruction the teacher is giving. Now imagine the underprivileged family who might be they didn't stop sending the clay. Might be the child who is fortunate to get this thing. No, might be that child must have got a very solid branded clay. Might be the economically little lower background parent has given a 20 rupees or a 30 rupees clay, which was like little hard for the child and it is not so much attractive. Sometimes even the teacher, to do the demonstration, would like to go and use the material which the child bought, which was looking little attractive. So what will happen to the child who bought the less quality material? The teacher is not even minding what the child has bought. Or sometimes the teacher would say, you did not bring the material. No, go sit in that corner. You will not be able to participate. See, it is not that you are doing it, teachers. During my audit visits in many of the other schools, I have seen most of the teachers doing this type of, where those children who did not bring the resources were made to sit separately, were not allowed to be the part of the competition or for the event. So please, teachers, try to be vigilant, try to be mindful, try to support the learners' emotional well-being. It means we need to understand, see, either that is the reason we request the schools to provide uniform stationaries, or knowing the economical background of the parents or the child, the teacher can try with the support of the school management, can go and tell to the school management and say that, yes, out of these many students in my class, these many students are underprivileged who might not bring these resources which has been planned in this month. I request the school management to provide these resources which would help these type of children to be also a part of the event. Is it a right thing or a wrong thing? Can it happen or not? Will the school management say no for such type of mindful task? Definitely they would appreciate the teacher, because the teacher is trying her best to ensure that the whole class is being socially, emotionally bonded. Got it, teachers? So it's very important to understand the background of the learners and ensuring that the child is feeling the adequacy. It means I am not made to stay alone. I am not insulted. I am not. See, just imagine the child who has not bought the resources, or the child who has bought the less quality resources, and the teacher is not at all showing interest to that child's material or the performance, and always going and trying to support the child who got the branded material and trying to appreciate and going, oh my beta, so nicely you have got it, so nicely, I'm loving the way you're doing. So what will happen to the child who did not get the material, or who had a less quality material? Definitely, if the child who got the material might be for a rest, when the child is going for the restroom, or when the child is moving, or definitely these kids will try to develop the stealing habit. So the habit started by whom? Actually, only by the performance of the teacher, right? The teacher not attending, the teacher not trying to support whichever quality. And sometimes these children will hate their parents also. See, my mummy, papa did not bring me this. My mummy, papa, though I asked them to, get these type of resources, but still they got only this. And teacher is not liking, nobody is trying to see me. I'm not at all liking, because see, my friend is able to do so nicely, I'm not able to do. So what happens? There is a stealing habit. There would be a possibility that the child will be hating self-performance, might be hating the parents that they did not provide. So all these things happens if the teacher is not being mindful in handling such situation. So my dear teachers, try to be mindful. Try to understand the sensitive issues at the foundational years. Children becoming wrong. Children developing the stealing habit. Children saying lies. Children not liking school. Children not liking teacher. Children not liking activity. All these things is not because of them. It's because of the educators who are not supporting them. This is the truth. Might be I'm bitter in saying all these things, but it is the truth. So let's not be the reason for their bitter lifestyle. Got it, teachers? Let's try to be mindful. Let's try to support our learners and make our learners realize the feeling of adequacy by helping them to be, that is, if the child is not bringing even a pencil, if the child is not bringing to the class, it's okay. See, they're after all little ones. It is okay you lending a pencil, you having a stock in the class. If the child is not bringing a chart paper, it is okay. The teacher can pick up the classroom stock and hand it over to the child, so that the child is becoming a participative child rather than becoming a passive child in the class. What is important? The whole class involvement is important rather than only those who are privileged to bring the resources are participative child. No, we wanted to see the whole class involvement, and that can happen only by the responsible teacher. For me, responsible teacher is nothing but the teacher who is completely mindful in taking care of these sensitive issues in the class. Got it, teachers? Right? So let's all be mindful in handling such a difficult situation. And yes, the last important thing is the spiritual needs. When I talk about the spiritual needs, it is not just connected with religious. It is connected with the social, emotional connect. Because every event and celebration that we celebrate in the school, every type of activities that we conduct, so there is some good thing that is revolved. If I talk about Christmas celebration, if I talk about Diwali celebration, if I talk about Ramzan, there is something good in every bit of celebration, right? And that is helping the child. See, sometimes the children who are not privileged to celebrate at home, at least they are getting an opportunity to celebrate with others. They are learning some culture. They are learning some tradition. If the school is providing an opportunity to learn the tradition and culture, which our our elders have left it for us. We are trying to showcase the same to our next generation of the values, the bonding, the culture, what our elders have left it to us. We are trying to hand it over to the next generation by celebrating such type of events in the school. Right? Thereby, the child doesn't know that he or she has the spiritual right. But by celebrating such type of things, the child is indirectly given an opportunity to take the spiritual needs. Am I clear, teachers? Right? Now, let me show you one important. Now here, how a teacher can help the child, right? Help the child to express. It means the teacher can carry a moodometer in the class to control the class. See, say for example, a teacher having a moodometer in the class is expressing that teacher is very happy today, because everybody are listening to know, everybody are able to open, everybody are able to shake their hips, everybody were able to complete the tiffin box. So whatever you are expecting, and you are acknowledging with your expressions. And even you can also permit the child to say, how was your feeling after completing this activity? Come on, show me how was your feeling. The child is trying to know. So you can dedicate a corner called moodometer in the class. Got it, teachers? So a corner which will help you and your learners to express the feelings in the class, the emotional connect. Got it, teachers? So this is one corner that I wanted all the classrooms to have, which is called as moodometer. Now the very next this thing is, when I talk about need for. Yes, very, very true, ma'am. Respect and respect for all is also very important. Yes. So when I talk about need for affiliation, approval, nurturance, I request you to come up with some sort of a classroom jobs also, right? Every child, it means now I would recommend you not to have a regular seating arrangements, at least to have a group seating arrangements, right? So that you would say every group is trying to come up with some classroom jobs. Now, say for example, one group is taking care of in the group, one of the child in the group is taking care of the noise level of the group. One of the child in the group is taking care of the cleanliness of the group. One of the group member in the group is taking care of the participation of the whole group. So it means every child in every group is given some responsibility throughout the day. So what will happen? Every child is now accountable and responsible for what? Uniformity in their participation and feel that their participation is respected. Their involvement is being appreciated, approved. Right? Now, say for example, you, me, and the other child is in one group. Now, I take the responsibility of the cleanliness of my group because teacher has given some activity and we are allowed to tear the paper, put it in. So I take the responsibility of ensuring that my group members are not spilling it. My group members are not trying to mess up the clean. So I am taking it. My friend is taking care of what? The noise level of the group. So she is trying to control the noise. Hey, we are not allowed to use the louder voice. No, come on, let's use the whisper voice. So one of the other fellow or the person will be taking care of what? The group coordination. So everybody in the group, are they participating or not participating? So it means if the teachers start giving a classroom job for every groups, so what will happen? You will see the child is becoming more responsible, more committed, more participative, and the child will start appreciating self and others. Do you think it is important? Yes, thereby we are trying to address the need for affiliation, need for approval, and need for nurturance. It means the child's performance, participation, and the behavior is corrected, oriented, and try to acknowledged every time. What you did was right, what you did was not good. So every time the teacher's observation, mentoring, guiding, facilitating is going to make the class vigilant. Everything. So right from the lineup rules and right from the way the children are asked to actually use their signals, like these are some more ideas. Now the child's participation, now the child expressing, rather than saying from the last, one of the child shouting, "Teacher, may I go to toilet?" Rather than using a signal. So the teacher, without disturbing, can use the hand signal, "Come on, go." Right? So it means what? You are maintaining the classroom standards with some sort of some culture. Thereby, the child is aware, okay, if I wanted to ask question, I need to raise my hand. If I need some help, can I use? So it means the teacher is trying to build some classroom culture by showcasing some sort of, and their performance is being rewarded using the appreciation chart. The teacher is saying, I saw that is, say for example, 1 or 2 kids were trying to use such type of signals, such type of behaviors, where the teacher is now finding it very fine. And the teacher, after 2 to 3 days, started saying, I am giving pink star for Kaushik, Anirudh, Riyan, because they tried not disturbing others. They were maintaining line management. They were able to eat the food on time. They were polite. They were wishing. So I am giving them this. So it means acknowledgement is given where others are also trying to observe and try to reflect, react, and respond in their next set of behaviors. So thereby what happens? The teacher is trying to correct the classroom performance, participation, and the behavior by continuously acknowledging in a in the phase wise. It can be daily, it can be alternative day, it can be weekly. But at the beginning of the year, especially during the readiness time, it is very important the teacher is acknowledging the participation, performance, and the behavior of the learners frequently, so that there are few behaviors that can become a procedure. Now just imagine your principal is walking inside the class. Can the nursery child be able to get up and say, "Good morning, father, good morning, madam"? No, the child is not aware. So who should make the child to be aware that so and so person who walked inside the classroom was the principal of the school? The teacher should say, "Come on, children, let's all get up." And he is the principal of the school. She is the principal of the school. Let's all say, "Good morning, father. Good morning, madam. Yes. No, why? Because the child don't know. It is an unconscious incompetency. The child is not aware. So 1 or 2 days, if you start developing that, what you call that performance, what will happen after third, fourth attempt? That becomes a procedure. The rule is going to become a procedure. So it is very important for the teacher to incorporate rules, right? And that should become a procedure by the continuous reiteration. Got it? The reiteration the teacher is going to use every time, thereby it is becoming a procedure in the later stage. So it means the teacher every week, she is going to set up a benchmark for the classroom standard. It means by the end of this week or by the end of this 15th day, all my learners should be able to do this. It means whenever I ask them to come and stand in the line, they should keep their hands at the back. Whenever they see any elders walking in or in the corridor or inside the school premises, they need to know how to respect them, how to wish them. Whenever I am assigning any activity, they should not jump. Rather, they should wait for their turn to get the resources. So these could be the benchmarks. So it cannot, now all the benchmarks cannot happen in 1 week, or it cannot happen in 1 day. It is in the phase. So it means the teacher should have the achievable goals for the week, achievable goals for the month. And to reach that goal, the teacher should set the benchmark. I wanted all my class students to talk in English other than Hindi or the local state language subjects. Rather than that subject, I expect all my learners to talk in the campus language. The campus language, if it's an English medium school, is expected to talk in English. Right? We cannot just underestimate the child, saying that the child came from Oriya, the child came from Maharashtra, the child came from... So it means you cannot take into what you call the child's mother tongue influence. Who is teaching child the mother tongue? Nobody is teaching, right? The language is happening naturally. It means the child is equipped to absorb the sound in the form of a language automatically, provided if the environment is supporting. So the moment, if the environment is using the moment, if the environment uses using the common language, right? The automatically. I'm sorry. Is there any announcement in the middle? Mrs. Suma, I could hear your voice. Is there any announcement? Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. So it's very important that we are not underestimating our learners, that they don't know English. Yes, at the beginning of the year, might be at the beginning week of the year, children, all learners of our class will not know English. Let's consider like that. They don't know English. Might be they are not coming from the English speaking background. Can they be treated lifelong that they don't know English? Now, who should correct? Who should influence the child to change the language, to adopt the language? Only by the culture that you are trying to incorporate in the class. Come here, idhar aao. So it means you are trying to use the bilingual language. At one point, you are ensuring that, okay, I'm going to stop using my bilingual language for the common instruction. Because by then, my learners are aware of the language that they are supposed to understand. So it means I would set a benchmark for the language correction, for the logical correction, for their performance, for their behavior. So every week, if the teacher is bringing the set standards, achievable goals, nothing like that, teachers. Do you think it is impossible? And whenever you observe that the learners are trying to meet that benchmark, acknowledge it. Because it's very important that you need to do that affiliation, right? It is very important that you need to make the child to recognize that he or she has done it right. Just imagine, I say, oh, wow, wonderful teacher, high five for you. Now, suddenly, see now, at the beginning of the session, I think Father has appreciated all the teachers. What was the appreciation? Appreciation was about your committed efforts during the pandemic, how effectively, how wonderfully you managed to handle your classes in the online sessions. Now, how did you feel the moment you got that appreciation? The moment you got the positive words from the management, you all felt very happy, right? It was all motivated for you. And that type of statement will give you what? An energy to do. Come on, let me take all the challenges as an opportunity because I am ready to do. Right? The same way, even for the students also, whatever small thing that they have been acknowledged, appreciated, they will start changing their behavior positively. Got my point, teachers? So it's very important that we handle appreciation chart in our class. And frequently, the teacher trying to acknowledge the learner's performance, participation, and the behavior. Now, one more important thing is, the child knowing when to talk, what to talk, how to talk. Now, generally, tell me, what would, now, most of the time, we as teachers, we as a disciplined teacher, right, we expect a silent classroom. Most of the time, I would say, now, I'm not telling that you are doing it, right? Most of the time, I could see in my recent, in my recent experience in one of the schools, right? When the pre-primary was, showcasing their event, the school management has asked the primary teachers to take those children to the pre-primary classes so that the models, the classroom setup and other things, the management wanted even the primary class to have such type of setup and let the primary children also learn some model making. That was the objective behind of calling those primary children to the pre-primary classes after the event was over, right? So the school management, the principal instructed the class teachers in the mic saying that teachers, you are expected to start from this class and end to this class. The children have to go through all the classes and ensure that the children observe. That was the instruction. I was very happy the moment I heard that the principal announced this. I was expecting that the respective class teacher will allow the children to explore the pre-primary block thoroughly. That was my expectation, and I was standing in one corner to see the show. To my surprise, can you expect what must have happened? The children were instructed right from their class till the pre-primary block to come walking using finger on the lips. Okay, that much I felt like, okay, the teacher wanted the children not to shout so that they should not disturb other classes because other classes were functioning, right? So I expected enough. So till then, I was tolerating my patience, right? Then the children were allowed to enter into the class. I did not get inside the class because the class was, I felt like I was expecting some noise, some some interaction, something. But to my surprise, the classes were absolutely silent. All the 6 classes, children were walking, children were going inside, coming out, going inside, coming out, going inside, coming out. I was like completely, what is happening? Let me get inside. So I just observed the teacher made the children to use a position like this. I was like, I was like completely lost with this thing. I said, what is that? What is that you're expecting? I just called the teacher out and I just asked her, teacher, please try to allow your children to talk. After all, what the children will be talking? What could be they talking about? They will be talking about their observation towards the model, their observation toward their excitement by seeing something, their experience about the words, the sentences that they must have experienced. So the main objective is what? The children need to have an exposure, absorb some experiences that they are going to handle. So that is what, walking like this or like this. What is, you're controlling the entire brain of the child. And almost more than 150 students who have walked inside and walked outside did not gain experience because of whose behavior? The teacher. The teacher wanted to have what? A silent classroom, and her work is reduced, no? If the children are talking or if the children are noisy, so she doesn't want to take any stress of minding the class. So that's the reason the teachers have made sure that everybody are walking like this or walking like this. Such an ugly posture the children were maintaining. My heart was disheartened. Right? So teachers, even in our respective classroom, right? When the children are talking, what do they talk? What do they talk? Will they talk anything wrong about you? Will they talk something about politics? Will they talk about anything management related? No, right? What do they generally talk? They talk about their liking, their experience, the day morning, the day evening, the food they had, the experience they had with their family members, the laughter, the fun they enjoyed on the way to the school. Those are the simple things that they wanted to talk, express. That movement is natural for the child, right? So it means the teacher should make the children understand when it is okay to talk and what are the things that are okay to talk, how the child has to talk. It means it is okay to talk, to share your experience, but it is not okay to shout on others. It is okay to use the voice level like this, but it is not okay to go beyond this voice level, which is disturbing others. Right? So it means the teacher should, and here when you expect the child's language competency to grow, it is very important the language competency is being allowed inside the classroom. Let the child, the language would be polished if the child is allowed to be naturally stronger in expressions. Got it, teachers? So it's very important we allowing children to talk in the class, but the child need to know the boundaries while talking, right? What is the noise level the child need to maintain? When to talk? When the teacher is talking, can I talk with my friend? No. When the teacher is instructing, can I talk with my friend? No. When the teacher is demonstrating something, when the teacher is trying to teach something, can I talk? So it means the child need to know when to talk. So those are the ground rules I wanted you to discuss. Those are the agreeable goals that I wanted you to discuss with your students. So at the beginning of the year, are we supposed to handle the academic sessions directly entering into the book content? Or what are the things that we need to take care of? Now think about it, teachers. Think about it. And I wanted, see, there is one more important thing that we need to discuss. Is nothing but the egoistic needs, which I don't want to talk right now. But I wanted you to actually, I think we have shared with you readiness activities. Do you have the printouts with you, please? Can I see those printouts in your hand? Yes, wonderful. I could see some printouts in your hand. I think class teachers, that is the respective class teachers, the LKG and nursery will have the common sheets. The UKG, the very reason we have separated UKG is the UKG students are already, they must be having some schooling experience, some prior knowledge. So their readiness program is little different. The nursery and the nursery and LKG, what do you call, classes will have a different readiness program. See, these readiness program, the schedules what I shared with you are all the ideas, teachers. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to strictly follow only this. See, now imagine the day one, the children are all coming. I'm sure most of the nursery kids or the LKG kids who are first handers, it means who are raw, who doesn't have any schooling experience, would definitely tend to have the fear, or they will be crying, or they will not be ready to participate, or not ready to accept who you are and what you are, right? So there are different conditions to prove that you are a teacher, to prove that your classroom is positive, to prove your learners that there is going to be a learning and celebration, right? And you can trust me. I am your teacher, right? You can trust me. Next to your mother, I am going to help you to have fun and play while learning. So how can you prove? Only in the form of an activities, right? Where you are engaging your learners to participate in some activities, perform in some conditions, so that his or her behavior is changed. Am I clear, teachers? So this is possible only by engaging the class with some form of an activities. So the sheets what you are holding is an idea. That is, there are a set of ideas how you can engage your learners. Thereby, you will start understanding where are the learners, the learners' areas of improvement and the learners' strongest points and the areas where you have to support. So it means to understand your learners, at least 1 or 2 weeks, I wanted you to cater the readiness program properly. Got it, teachers? So today, take these sheets and start doing the brainstorming, right? And select the type of activities. And I wanted each one of you to actually go through the sheets thoroughly, these schedules thoroughly. And I wanted you to have a healthy discussion in our tomorrow's session. Got it, teachers? Right? So I request you all to come prepared with your with your brainstorming inputs and any suggestions you wanted to share apart from the given activities, or if you feel that you can add on few more, you are welcome, right? It is no hard and fast rule that you have to stick on with those schedules, those activities. Those are the inputs which I have given you, which are just an idea, right? You can bring in your own creative ideas to engage your class more productive. Got it, teachers? Right? So now, how are you feeling now? How is your feeling now? Now, if I say that I, as a participant, these are the things I'm taking back to my class. Now, what is that one thing that you're taking back to your class? See, our 1.5 hours investment, right? I think more than 2.5 hours. I'm sorry. Our 2.5 hours investment, because it's not me, it is you who has invested your time, right? So now in this 2.5 hours time, what is one thing that you are taking back to your class? Yes, I could see the one of the teacher has said that managing skills. I wanted you to be a little specific on one important learning that you are going to take back to your class. Okay, improving the classroom culture. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful thing. the behavior, observing the behavior of the learners, understanding the needs of the learners. Wonderful. And okay, right. Teachers, I wanted you to express what are the learning, manage the newly, how to, the skill to manage the new parents, how to, build in the relation, the teacher-student relationship, how to mold a child in every way. Okay, wonderful team, wonderful teachers, wonderful team. So, team, I would appreciate you to bring in your, your learning, right? What are the learning that took place? What are the changes that you're going to incorporate? What are the suggestions that you wanted to share with your colleague friends, right? So all these things, we are going to have it in our next session. I think we are going to again meet on the 23rd morning, right? We have 1 day time to look back to our new learning opportunities, right? And I want lot many ideas and suggestions, right? And I also wanted you to look into the year plan that was shared to you, right? And what are the possible activities that you can freeze for every month? That is also very important, teachers. So I want you to discuss among your teammates and start finalizing month-wise activities, because every month there are few thematic activities that are set already. If you feel that is okay, you can proceed. If you feel that, and I wanted you to also check on the number of working days, which are the days that are assessment related. So all these things I wanted you to discuss, finalize, and get back on 23rd morning. And thank you so much, dear team, for your patience. I could see that you all carried smile, your patience throughout the session. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity, team. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would request Mrs. Shani Daniel, the coordinator of MGM Higher Secondary School, Raipur, Gayatri Nagar, to wind up the session.
Good afternoon to one and all present here, Honorable Bishop, respected Father Joshi Verghese, Rajeshwari ma'am, esteemed faculty members, respected principals, and dear participants. On behalf of MGM teachers, it gives me immense pleasure to express our gratitude towards Father Joshi for organizing this wonderful webinar and for giving us the opportunity to learn from the insightful and informative presentation by Rajeshwari ma'am. Ma'am's presentation was truly enlightening and informative. She skillfully elaborated on the need analysis matrix, readiness schedule, and needs of the learners, outline planner for the academic year 2023-24. This helps us to understand the elements given in the matrix and how they are essential for planning and implementing successfully in the upcoming academic session. So we believe that today's valuable session will help us in designing and implementing an effective and successful academic curriculum for the students. And surely we will observe child performance, participation, and their behavior. Lastly, I would like to thank all the participants for their enthusiastic participation during this session. We hope to continue learning from such type of knowledgeable session. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you. So let's meet day after tomorrow by 9:55.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, team.